We do not know why we are here. We do not know who built the silo.
Welcome to Episode Echoes. We're continuing our brief recaps of all the episodes of Silo Season 1, breaking down the key moments, twists, and of course, all those hidden clues you might have missed. Today we're reviewing the season finale of Silo Season 1. As always, if you have not caught up to the events of this episode yet, you can watch my brief reviews of the events of the previous episodes using the link above. And because this review will be describing key plot points and events of the episode, a spoiler alert is in place. Spoiler! Before we start, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell to stay in the loop when we release new videos. Episode 10 opens straight into action with Juliet viewing the outside footage with her accomplices with utter shock written on their faces. She immediately decides they need to broadcast this to every screen in the silo, to tell the people of the silo the truth. To boost the signal, they'll need access to IT equipment on floor 126. With security actively searching every floor for Juliet, the timing couldn't be worse. Their apartment will inevitably be traced, forcing Juliet and her companions to descend through the silo. While the raiders head up to floor 22, the trio moves through the trash chute to avoid detection. The group make it to floor 126, but Bernard spots them on the surveillance feeds. Juliet moves faster than their response time, connecting the hard drive and linking it to the silo's screens. The video of the green outside world is broadcast to most of the screens in the silo, prompting Bernard to initiate a complete server shutdown and restart. Meanwhile, Sims receives word about Billings entering Juliet's apartment and takes his frustration out on him with some tense interrogation. Billings maintains he found nothing suspicious, even as Sims demolishes a chair in the room. In that heated moment, Sims notices Paul's trembling hand and begins questioning him about it. This is when Sims finds out that Billings might have the syndrome and potentially something to hold as leverage against him. Juliet, seeing that their efforts to broadcast the outside video to the rest of the silo had failed, parts ways with her companions, and Bernard in the surveillance room orders his workers to disregard everything they've just seen. This also reveals to us that even those in the surveillance team are also like sheep, who simply do their job like the rest of the silo without asking questions. She escapes through the trash chute, moving between levels while security tries forcing her out by dropping heavy debris. When they throw down a large AC unit that is certain to crush her to death, she has no choice but to release her grip on the ladder. She crashes down into mechanical, where others manage to pull her to safety before she's crushed. Martha gets a private minute with Juliet before Judicial arrives. Their conversation remains hidden until later in the episode. Bernard and Sims take her into custody, with Bernard smashing the hard drive. At this point, he makes Juliet a simple offer that she knows she can't actually refuse or negotiate. Skip the judicial hearing, agree to be sent outside to clean, in return for her to be shown exactly what happened to George and her friends to be kept safe. She agrees to the deal and is taken to the server room, where he sees that George Wilkins actually committed suicide rather than being arrested and tortured for information by Judicial. The hopelessness and the power that Bernard wields in the silo becomes even more apparent to her at this point. From there, she is locked up in Holding 3, from where she will be sent out to clean. We also learn about Lucas's fate, that despite being promised that he would not get into further trouble for not reporting Juliet, he is banished to the mines for 10 years to haul iron ore, completely cut off from any outside view. Down in mechanical, Martha breaks her 25-year isolation from her workshop and starts climbing stairs. Her visit to Carla in supply brings up the old heat tape incident, setting up what comes later. She also manages to send Juliet some food with Shirley as courier. In the food, she slips in a note which reads, "You wanted the truth. The truth is I love you. Have no fear, they're good in supply." Paul informs his wife that Sims knows about his syndrome, explaining that the mayor and Judicial would make him the sheriff anyway by granting him an exemption offer. It wouldn't have been more obvious if he said that he was going to become their official patsy. Back in the holding, Bernard pays Juliet one last visit before she would be sent out to clean. He explains to her that her troubles started from when she was born. Her parents were never supposed to have children. He also revealed that she was quite useful until she started asking questions and became a threat to the survival of the silo. When Juliet mentions the door at the bottom of the silo, Bernard has a look that almost seems to say that he did not know about the door as well. When we see him back at his office, he's recovering the hard drive that he had shattered. Apparently he did not destroy the actual disk with the information in it. Juliet is prepared and sent out to clean. Once outside, she realises that the display in her front, in the suits, was the lie and so refuses to clean.
That is so badass.
She finds Holston's body, places his badge nearby and realises through Martha's note that her suit, unlike others, remains properly sealed. Her screen flickers and we see that there is no paradise outside. It's only long stretches of wasteland with multiple silos visible in the distance. Finally, we see Bernard race back to the server room after muttering the words, "She knows." His keychain is marked with the number 18, suggesting the number of their current silo. We don't know what he figures that she knows, and we can't wait to find out. This stunning finale, witnessed by most of the silo, wraps up the first season and prepares us for another smashing season coming in a few days. And of course, I'll be making reviews of each episode of Silo Season 2 as soon as it drops on November 15th. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to Episode Echoes for more TV and movie reviews. I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts, so feel free to share your own take in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.